Alright, so we are kind of in a last ditch effort to get ready because Fatty Fat Fat, this deer right here, showed up in daylight yesterday afternoon. He actually crossed right there and came in and went down the field to the pond that he's been getting pictures of. It's down there, and he crossed right there, and they cross right there a lot. We've had a couple stands right here. Here's actually an old one still hanging in the tree, but it's just really hard to hunt. Oh, and this anyway. So we came in here, we hung actually right there, so that we can shoot it without actually really standing up. And it's only about 50 yards across. So he steps out right there, and the other bunch steps out right there. Problem is, you can't hunt in the south wind, goes back down towards the pond. I have to hunt this on the north wind. I checked my hang on stand, and it's on the trail back here. And it's fine. I actually climbed up in it. Strapping good, everything good. There's actually a road right in front of the stand, less than 6 yards. So they're coming through there down to the pond. So that's my south-west stand. For afternoon north stand, I can get away with the morning because they're going back into bed. Here, northwest, maybe northeast, and to the other side, all pushes to the south. Fixing to go hang a stand on the persimmon tree. This is my buddy Bruce is here. We won't get out of here. Hopefully we didn't make too much noise. The cows have been in here. There were Bruce on his four-wheelers. I thought he was feeding them. So they came in. They covered up a lot of our sound. So hopefully those deer bedding on the hillside here is not too bad. I'm gonna go hang a 16-foot ladder stand. Get out of here. Alright, on my way out of the small field, I thought I'd show you the pond setup since I was talking about it. So there's my ground blind. The roof fell in. I can fix it very easily. Should be able to anyway. I'm not gonna fold it today. But that ground blind's been sitting there for 3 years. You can see it's kind of tore up. This is probably the last year that it makes it. But the deer are used to it. It sits there year round. Deer don't mess with it. I had it bob wired in. So the cows don't mess with it. But here's the beauty. So from that ground blind, I can see the pond, which those deer pictures are coming from right there. So those big deer coming in there. There's a bunch of willows in there that they like to rub on. They drink water. There's a rub, a couple scrapes in there. You cannot get in there to hunt it though, because you have to cross that dam, or you have to come in from the backside. And it's just too hard to hunt directly on the pond, and there's not a tree on the side of the road. Back here behind me, where the ground blind is, that's the small field where we just came from the crossing. So that stand we just put up is at the top of that field. So it's about 216, 220 yards long. So during rifle season, you can actually cover both. And it's really good. We killed some good deer in this field. But I've seen some good deer in this field. I've seen lots of deer in this field. They cross them down these hills all the time. So everywhere, red oaks, all in through here. So, the camera on the pond is on that cedar over there. But there's just not a good tree to get there. It's really hard to get in there. So, I tried. I've had some ladders on the other side of the pond over there. Just can't get in and hunt it well. So we don't. We let the deer have it. And it is working out for the better, it seems. Because our bucks are borderline daylighting and daylighting. So I'm gonna go put that 16-foot ladder stand up. I fixed the stand in the food plot first thing this morning before Bruce got here. Moved the camera up there off of the trail that I think the deer are using to get in and out of here. So let's go put that 16-footer up. Alright, so good afternoon. It is Tuesday afternoon. I am coming out to the Buchanan farm because we're still having trouble with our cutty link. I wanted to follow up with the video we shot the day putting up those two ladder stands. The deer did not move very well after that for about 48 hours in those areas. So the little bit of noise and a little bit of scent that we had didn't bust them out completely, but it did kind of push them off. Good news is 2 of the 3 big deer were in there last night. Big 8-point daylight. So, but just wanted to give you kind of a heads up of what our hit list looks like this year. So here's Fatty Fat Fat. It's really wide 8-point. We named him Fatty Fat Fat last year when he was a 3-year-old because he had really short tines, but he looked humongous. He was huge. I mean, you can see his belly. Then the other deer at the top of the hit list is Bandit. My daughter named this one Bandit because she was really into naming dogs at the time for some reason. But here's Bandit. He's a big 7-point, 2 on one side, 3 on the other. He's super wide and tall. I think he's 4.5 as well. Then we have this little 8-point my daughter has named Dave. He may make the hit list, he may not. We're gonna put him on here anyway, just because he keeps showing up over and over and over again. So he may be a deer we get to lay eyes on and make that decision at that time. And then out here at the Buchanan farm, we only have 1 deer. I'm not sure that this deer is even 3.5, so I'm not sure he's on the hit list, but we call him West Side. He's actually a 10-pointer. He looks like he's making gang signs with his antlers. But he's a 10, and I'm hoping to not shoot him and let him go, see what he looks like next year. But there's a lot of people that hunt around here. It's a small property. He's not living here, so I can't make promises, but I may see him and change my mind depending on how it goes. So those are the 4 deer we have on our radar right now. We'll let you know if something changes, something pops up. We're gonna do some work out here, change these cameras around, but that's a video for another day. See ya.